I have a really exciting present for you. Are you excited? It's cake. It's not cake and ice cream. If you want to bring in cake and ice cream, I will happily accept it. No, what I've done today is I've put together a term 3 revision page. So this should aid your study because you know your exam is in a week and a half, 8th of September. Okay, so it's in not next week Tuesday, but the week after that Tuesday. You are in your final homework sheet. So the homework sheet due on Monday is the last one I'm assigning you. The rest of your time should be doing revision work. Okay, that homework sheet should only take you half an hour and you should be spending an additional half an hour on some sort of revision. So what I have put together again this term is some things to help you. All right, I will not give you must do this worksheet by this day, you must do this worksheet by that day, because that's not what's going to happen as you get older. But I will definitely give you access to appropriate worksheets so that you can study. So for example, if you think, oh, I need to do some algebra work, then you could go and press that, and then that's the worksheet that we sort of have done some work in class. We've done a lot of time on the challenge stuff, but there's also some other algebra work in there. If you feel like circles, you want to go back through some circle work, there's a worksheet there with word problems for circles, which would be good to practice. If you feel like you want to go through straight line graphing, I know that's going to be a big part of the test, right? That's one of the big new topics we did this term. So I put together a bunch of worksheets. So this one is probably the one I would start with. It's a mixed worksheet. You need to find the slope. If you see slope, what does that mean? Gradient. Okay, good. Slope is just the American word for it, but yeah, we say gradient. So you have to find the gradient from graphs, you have to find the gradient from points, and you have to find the gradient from rules, which is the 3 ways that we should be able to find gradients. So that mixed one is a good one to start with. If you struggled with a particular one, like you can't do it from an equation, or you can't do it from a graph, or you can't do it from points, then I put worksheets in for that. Then there's one down here which is just for sketching. So we give you the rule and you have to sketch the line. And then there's some challenge ones down at the bottom as well. So lots from chapter 9 there. Yes, Christian. It will definitely be simple familiar. Yes. All of that y equals mx plus c stuff will definitely be simple familiar. Good question. And then we might ask you to use it in CF and CU, but like find the equation of this line from 2 points, SF sort of stuff. Then there are 4 sets of mixed revision, which is just like a bunch of random stuff from different parts of the term, from the year actually, like solving equations, looking at histograms, finding perimeter area, surface area, and volume. And then some word problems. Some of those word problems I've used as the challenge questions in our homework. So we actually have the worked solutions, but if you didn't get it the first time, it might be good to try them again. Emily.
Sorry, did you say that the last homework sheet that you'll be giving us next week?
No, the one you have right now. I won't give you another one next week. Next week, your job is just revision. But I know that some of you hear revision and you think, sweet, I don't have to do any work. I really want to get you out of that mindset. So I've put all the stuff in a place. So hopefully you can go somewhere focused and you can set a timer for 20 minutes and work on circles for 20 minutes, or you can set a timer on this or that. Okay, your homework tasks are a good place to revise as well. And then the other thing that I've put together is a page just of all the previous exams you've had this term. So if you click that link, it takes you to this page, which has last term's, both the real exams from last term, Tech Free, Tech Active, both the practice exams from last term, Tech Free, Tech Active, and then the term 1 exam and the term 1 practice exam. Where else should you, as an individual student, be looking for personalized revision? Yeah. Okay, chapters, good. But if I want to see what you specifically could improve on. You should be going to your own page. So you could go like Adam's page and he would go into exams, or Aiden's page, and you look at your exams and you have a digital copy of your exams. I would be doing those. I think I've even written it in here. I said, look through your own semester 1 and term 1 exams. If you got any questions wrong, I would redo those questions and make sure that you can do them yourself now. And if you can't, what should you do? Ask me. Or in those past exam tabs, I have put the work solutions for each exam in as well as the questions. Do you feel like you have enough on there that you could do some self-directed revision? Yeah? Okay. Now, if there are any that don't have solutions, or you're like, oh, can you figure out this question for me? I'm not sure how to do it. Then you always just send me an email. I'm happy to help you. But you need to now start thinking about a study plan, hopefully. Hands up if you've got more than one exam in week 9. Probably all of you. So you probably need to start looking at like how your assessment falls, and if you can start chunking your study time. I would be encouraging you to do half an hour to an hour of maths every other night. 30 minutes to an hour, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every other night would be what I would encourage you to do between now and the 8th of September. And you probably want to try and do that for most of your subjects. And then that only adds up to about 2 hours of revision a night across your subjects, because you have about 8 subjects, 7 or 8 subjects. So if you do half an hour for half of them, that's 4 half-hour slots. So that's about 2 hours of work each night, which is a bit, but it's also not heaps considering that we're getting to that crunch time of term, aren't we? Okay, does anyone have any questions about that? I'm hoping, I haven't received anything yet, but I'm hoping there will be a practice test. So I'm hoping to receive one of those from the coordinator of Year 8 Maths soon. And if that does come through, then when will we be doing that? Next week in the double, good, which is on Thursday. Okay, so how do you guys feel about percentages in general? Do you feel pretty confident with percentages? Okay. Well, Monday then what we'll do is we'll just mark homework and we'll do like a 15-minute recap of percentages to make sure you're solid on that. Tuesday, we're going to do like a hoot, but we're also going to do some revision. What I would like you to do between now and Monday, I would like you to email me one question that you're stuck on. You might need to write that in your diary. Do you guys remember last time when Amy emailed those questions through and it was pretty much the CU question that was on the exam? So if you find them and send them to me, I'm allowed to answer them for you, but I'm not allowed to show you the CU questions. So if you go out and you look for some hard questions, then I could go through them with you as a class on Tuesday, but I'm not allowed to give it to you basically. So I'd like you to, between now and Monday, it's just one job. It'll take you about 5 minutes. It could be from any of your homeworks. It could be from the textbook. It could be from any of those revision activities that I had on OneNote. I would like you to find one question that you're like, oh, that's a bit of a head scratcher. Can we go through that? Okay, see how we go. All right. So we're going to do a little bit. So there's just that homework reminder. I know you've got that homework worksheet. Hands up if you have already done your homework sheet for the week. It is Thursday. You've had that sheet for 3 nights. You haven't even looked at it. You are not doing regular enough revision. So please prioritize getting some maths work done. Every other night you should be doing a little bit of maths work. It does not help your brain too much if you just leave it all to like, I'll just do maths on Saturdays. It's not very useful. You want to do little chunks of your subjects every other day. All right, so term 3 revision we've gone through, and your homework, email me a question by Monday for Tuesday period 7's lesson. Okay, there are a few questions up here on the board. I would like you to try and work through them with the best algebraic working that you can. Number 9, I would like you to use Vespa, please. And number 10, Vespa with 2 V's. Okay, so your equation here for number 8, your equation, what I was looking for was x, this angle here, plus this angle here, plus this angle here, plus 100. All of those angles together equals 360. Now we have an equation that we can solve. X plus 2x is 4x. Plus 100 equals 360, but I might even minus that 100 to make my life easier, and we've got 260. Therefore, x equals 260 on 4, which is 65 degrees. And then now let's do another equation. What's another equation to figure out y? Xavier.
Y equals 180
Okay.
minus 65.
Okay, so x plus y equals 180, but we know that x is 65, so therefore y is going to equal 180 minus 65. There's 115 degrees. Okay, good stuff. Let's look at number 9, and then I'll let you do number 10. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 365. I said you need to use Vespa. If I have 3 consecutive numbers, let's say my first number is 5. What's my 6th number going to be? What's my next number going to be? 6. And what's my next number after that? Okay, if I have 200, what's the number after? 201. What's the number after? Okay, so what should we make this first number? Because we're trying to find out what it is. Let x be the first number. You need to write that down in your working. I asked for Vespa. So if that is x, what is the next number? X plus 1, super. And then the next one? X plus 2. All right, and we know that their sum, which means adding them all together, so x plus 1 plus x plus 2, all together it equals 357. So then we solve that, we get 3x plus 3 equals 357. 3x equals 354. Therefore, x equals 118. Yep. Okay, excellent. You definitely can if you want, but it doesn't make a difference in this situation, but you are allowed to. If there was like a minus here, then I would definitely need the brackets. So it's good practice to have those brackets there. But because I'm just literally adding them together, it didn't make a difference. But if you did it, it's not wrong. Okay, what is the average of those 3 numbers? So I actually haven't really finished my Vespa, have I? Therefore, the first the numbers are 118, 119, and 120. Now, without doing any calculating, what's the average of those numbers? Aiden. 119. Why? How? How do you know that that's the average? Yes, if you added them all together. Yeah, we added them because when I add these two together and divide them by 2, what am I going to get? If I add them together and divide by 2, it's going to be 119. And then if I add that and that together and divide by 2, it's going to be 119. Okay, so I would like you to try 9B and then number 10, please. What did we get for C, please? 9C? What was their average? Try and go at lunch. 12,608. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Awesome. So how could we figure out their average quickly without doing any work really? What did you guys do? Divide by 3. Yeah, all you have to do is do 38064 divided by 3 and that'll give you the number. Okay, and this last one proved to be a little bit challenging for some of us. That's okay. All right, the first thing I wanted you to do was to draw a diagram, so I really hope that you can handle drawing a rectangle. Then we have got length and we have got width. We should tell the marker let L equal length. Yeah, I would give you points for that. So if you didn't do that, then you're missing out on some easy points. All right. And then we know that the width is 5 meters longer than the length. So that's down here. Width equals L plus 5. Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. Now, how can I solve this? Well, I need to substitute in the stuff that I know. I know that the perimeter is 58, so I'm going to replace that with a 58. What else do I know that I could substitute in and make my life easier? Adam. Amazing. So instead of using W, I'm going to replace that with 2, and then this is where those brackets are really important, Jess, on your point before. I'm going to say times all of L plus 5. And now we have an equation with one variable, L, and so now I can try and solve that. So I've got 4L equals 48, therefore L equals 12. And when L equals 12, W equals 12 plus 5, which is 17. Okay, and state the area of the pool. Area equals L times W, which equals 12 times 17, which equals, 204. And we should put in some units, good. So up here I'd say length is 12 meters, width is 17 meters, area is 204 meters squared. Anyone get those? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so switching gears a little bit back to straight line graphing. Determine the rule of the line that passes through the points 20, 8, 9, 16. Okay, what is the generic formula for the rule of a straight line? Naomi. Y equals mx plus c. Okay, what can I figure out from those 2 points? Yeah, Christian? M, what is M? M is the gradient, and how do I figure it out from those 2 points? Emily?
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x2 over
Rise over run, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Good. Now, how do I figure out what's x2 and what's y2, and how do I do all that? Okay, too much effort.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Sachin?
I can do like C for the second bracket is the second part.
Okay, so I'll make this x2 and y2, and then I'll make this one x1 and y1. Okay, so I need to do y2, so what's my y2? 9. Ooh, 16. What's my y1? 8. Okay, what's my x2? 9. What's my x1? 20. Okay, so I have 16 minus 8 on the top, which is 8, and 9 minus 20 on the bottom, negative 11. So my slope is negative 8 over 11. You can have that minus on the top, on the bottom, or out the front. Okay, now what do I do with that information? Aiden? Yes? Okay. Okay, I could do that until I get to my coordinate, until I get to my y-intercept. I could do that. So do I know what M is now? Okay, I do know M. M is there. Whoever said no, tune in. I'm not sure you're listening. Now, I am trying to solve for C, which means I need to also substitute in Y and X. Do I have an XY pairing that I could substitute in? Yeah, where? Coordinates. Okay, which one looks like nicer numbers to use? 20 and 8 sounds all right to me. So I'm going to use those ones, but you could have used 9 and 16. So I'm going to substitute that in. So instead of Y, I'm going to substitute in 8. Instead of M, I'm going to substitute in negative 11. Instead of x, I'm going to substitute in positive 8. And instead of c, well, actually c is going to stay like that. Oops, I've done something wrong. I haven't done x, I've done y twice. So can everybody see that I've got my y from my coordinate up here? I've gotten my m from the previous step where we did y2 minus y1. And I've got my x from my coordinate up the top. Now I need to solve for c. So I would just get a calculator out personally. I would do, let's change these all into fractions. So this is going to become 88 over 11. I'm going to take this all to the left-hand side. How do I take minus 8 11ths times 20 to the left-hand side? Plus it, good. So I'm going to add 8 times 20 over 11. What's 8 times 20? 160. And that is what C is going to equal. So what's 88 plus 160? And now I'm so close to the finish line here, guys. I have found C, I have found my M, and so I can write my rule, y equals negative 8 over 11 times x plus C. They don't have to be pretty numbers. Fractions are totally fine. Are there any questions about that process? Where I got numbers from, why I did stuff? Dower. How did I get 88 over 11? I changed. I wanted, instead of 8 over 1, I wanted it to become a fraction over 11 so that I could bring the right-hand stuff to the left-hand stuff. So I just multiplied the top and bottom by 11, and I got 88 over 11. Emily?
If you did the other coordinates, wouldn't you have gotten a different fraction?
Shall we try out and see? I like that question. If I use the other coordinates, would I get something different? So I would be using 16 as my y equals, still use negative 8 over 11 times x, which is 9, plus c. Okay, so again, I'm going to make this 16 a fraction out of 11, and we know our times table trick for timesing by 11. So quick, what's 16 times 11? 176, good. We split the numbers and then we add them. Over 11 plus 9 times 7 is 72 over 11 equals positive C. We add those together. Can you put that in your calculator or in your head? 176 plus 72. 248 over 11 equals C. And do we notice that it's the exact same C? Correct, but how we found our value of m was we used those coordinates, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Mind blown? Hurting a little? Yeah. Okay, I would like you to find the rule for these pairs of coordinates following that process. Yes. Okay, I need your calculators at the ready. Let's go through this one really quickly. Step 1, you find m. M equals y2. I'm going to make y2 16 minus y1. I'm going to make that 15. 19 minus negative 7. So your gradient is 31 over 26. Who got 31 over 26? A plus. Okay, now we've got y equals mx plus c. We now know what m is. Do we know what x is? Which one did you guys use? Yeah, the first one. Okay, so that can be, that's my y coordinate, and then that's going to be my x coordinate. So I plug in all that information. I have 16 equals 31 over 26 times 19 over 1 plus c. Now the biggest mistake I by far saw, oh, cheapers. The biggest mistake I saw around the classroom was that people actually just forgot how to do this equation, which was a bit silly. So what I'm looking for is you need to subtract that fraction from the other side. So what is 16 as a whole number? How do I get that over into a fraction over 26? Yep. 416. Good. So 416. And what is 31 times 19? Thank you. 589 over 26 equals C. So I subtract the numerators and I get C equals negative 73 over 26. Therefore, Y equals 31 over 26 times X minus 173 over 26. Did anyone get it? Ah, you're amazing. Did anyone do the C? C was like way easier. I should have started with that.